Welcome back everybody to my first playthrough of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We just rescued Hans again from the clutches of von Berghoff. We escaped Malishov. We came out of there. On the way out of there, we met Hanush, Radzik, Godwin, and some other men. They're on their way to some city council meeting. But I'm supposed to find another way. Before we do that, I want to pay a visit to Lady Rosa, the daughter of Ruthard, because I retrieved the book, and I hope she will be very, very grateful. So, I'm sorry, horse, but... Nah. The fuck are you? Some cumin? Some cumin just riding past. Hello. Okay, you can go, horse. You're free to go. I'm gonna return to the city. Oh, and I'm gonna go to bed and sleep and rest and refill my health and everything. Okay, like I said, I would like to heal up. I seem to have a concussion, is it? Ooh, we have some points as well. Did I level up? Level 19 already. Damn. Buffs. Injured head. I think there's a skill or something for head injury, 20% better protection or something. Fall damage reduced. No, I don't really use dodges at all. How do you do those? I completely forgot. Slashing damage of all melee weapons is increased by 5. Creeping phantom. When sneaking, your movement is 35% faster. Maybe I should invest in that. There might be more sneaking, huh? Come on. Vitality. Your health will slowly recover up to 75% health points continuously. The effect does not apply if you're in combat or bleeding. Oh, that's amazing, though. I want that. Okay, Battle Cry 2. If you use a Battle Cry during combat, you deal 50% more damage in total. The effect lasts for 20 seconds. I think I'm gonna use that. I'm scared that if I have that, people are not willing to talk to me because they're too scared. If I use the Hellhound one, it makes you more threatening. But maybe it's just good for when you're talking to nasty people. I'm not sleeping enough in the wilderness, but eventually I will have to get this one, I guess, because I can't skill anything else anymore in Houndmaster. I'm gonna get this, and maybe I will regret it. Swords... I think I never skilled these because I never really wanted those. Okay, I'm never using pole arms. Ah, this one. If you're wearing a helmet, blows to the head will cause 20% less damage. Let's get this one. Ringmeister. Oh, when you and your opponent are both unarmed, you can perform a chokehold from a clinch to knock out your opponent. You can do this by attacking them from left zone while in clinch. Ooh, your unarmed attacks are 10% stronger. I like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this. I've been doing a few of those fist fights. Oh man, you oh god, yeah, now I'm walking up there. I wanted to give them time to get off the bloody stairs, but they're taking too long and they keep on coming. Okay, yeah, this should be good. And after that, we go to Rosa and hand her over the book. Alright. Hi, Catherine. So, find out how to get to the city council from Mint Master Vavak. Nice, it's very close by, so... we go to Rosa first. And then we will try to convince Vavak to let us go to the city council meeting.
Nice and slow.
Yeah, that sneaking mission there in Maloshov or whatever the place was called, I forgot already. It was actually not that bad. It's just that I have no practice in the takedowns in this game. I think in the first one it wasn't as complex. I think it was just sneaking up and then holding the button, or maybe I'm remembering things wrong. That could very well be.
Nice and slow.
Here, eh? You watch my horse guard. Okay? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky.
I'm always glad to like people like you. God be with you.
God be with you.
Sorry, coming
Careful.
through. Hi. Hang on. I need to wash first. I can't go see a lady like this. Oh, doggo, come on. They have to have a trophy right there. Can I switch my outfit and then wash this as well? Okay. Ooh, maybe I should go like this with all the charisma that I have. In a noble outfit. Wow, wow, wee, what?
Can't go on like this.
About that book you wanted.
By the way, like you were saying about that book,
My favorite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
as I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
Maybe. Actually not. I perused it.
I read a bit of it.
What did you think?
The writing style seems familiar. The author really isn't holding back. What do you like about it? Familiar? Maybe she wrote it. Maybe it's her own book. But she wouldn't say it's my favorite book if she herself wrote it. What do you like about it? Oh god, I don't know.
Why don't you tell me what you find so compelling about it? It's your favourite book, right?
Well, let's say that I identify with the author. We share a similar view of the world.
And who is the author? I didn't find a name in the book.
That's on purpose.
You wrote it, didn't you?
Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
So my first thought that actually she wrote it was actually correct, but my favorite book, I mean that's a bit weird to say about something you yourself wrote, right? Patting your own shoulder like this, praising your own work. I'd like that. It never occurred to me. I don't have time for that. I'd like that.
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
My pleasure.
My pleasure.
Yes, yes.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. And what should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
Man, a woman, I don't know. A woman.
There are heaps of stories about men. So I propose one about a woman.
All right, a woman then. But I'd need to know more about her.
Such as...
Tell me one trait that is important for you. What would impress you in a girl?
That she's pretty. She should be clever. Make her courageous. Let's try something else. She should be clever.
I think above all that she should be clever.
And isn't that rather detrimental for a girl?
Dumb girls are boring only if she's a know-it-all. Only fools say that. Only fools say that.
Only fools say that. Jilted half-wits who met girls smarter than themselves.
You'd be surprised. My father is no fool, but at times he wishes I were more of a goose. Or better yet, that I would change overnight into a sun. But if the lady in our story is clever, should she employ her wits for good or evil?
For good. Good intent, bad intent. Let's try something. No, good intent.
I'm for good intentions. If we come up with an interesting woman, it would be a shame to write her as evil.
I agree. Too bad it's only on paper. I'd like to meet our lady in the flesh.
You're waiting for Rosa to finish your story. And?
Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch. Especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Imagine a beautiful lady is standing before you, and you are courting her. What would you do?
I'd rather keep what I do to myself. But how about something like this?
What, kneeling down? Getting on one knee? Popping the question? Lady Rosa, it would be an honor.
Well, now we're done.
Finally. I'm sore all over.
From
Your
kneeling?
suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward.
Ooh, my reward? Oh, my reward is walking away.
Fear not, the ink is already dry.
About an eloquent lady and a bad dancer. It is known that anyone can point out someone's shortcomings and bring shame upon them, but only few can point out someone's faults in such a way that the unfortunate person notices them without causing public ridicule. I will tell you of a lady who mastered this art. She was not only clever and quick in speech, but also young and beautiful to look at. When she appeared in society, men flocked to her. The young men asked her to dance and offered their arms. The older ones asked for her hand in marriage and offered what little the old men could still give to this young lady. Suddenly, a young man asked her to dance. He had a handsome face and fine manners, so the lady accepted his proposal. After a few steps, however, she realized that she had made a big mistake. The dancer seemed to have 2 left feet. He stumbled, tripped, almost fell several times, and despite his apologies, the lady found dancing with him a torture. Have you been watching me? Dancing with Dabrovka, or what her name was? And she just switched the positions? The waltz? The other dancers noticed this and began to whisper and point in their direction. Any other would have embarrassed him with indiscriminate words. She might even have told the other ladies to watch out for such loser. Not the lady in my story. What does it matter if he's a bad dancer, she said to herself. Others may dance with ease, but they also drink with it, indulge in dice and light girls. Better a bad dancer than a good drinker. So she smiled and said out loud for all to hear, "Young sir, how would I love to keep dancing with you, but I wore the wrong shoes today. They're pushing me so hard that I can't go on. Please escort me into the fresh air." Her dancer quickly understood what she meant by that remark and hurriedly walked with her to the door. Everyone present thought that perhaps she was going to give him a hard time at the door or give him a well-deserved slap. The lady and her dancer, however, did not return to the entertainment that evening. No. That's sweet.
So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
One can tell that you wrote it. If only there were more such books. I expected something better.
Too bad there aren't more books like this. If there were, I might end up turning into a scholar.
Really? I'll take that as the highest possible compliment. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
It's pretty, really. It's not bad. You write a fair piece better than you draw. That's pretty.
It's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I.
I'd like to get to know you better sometime. Maybe I'll stop by again someday. I would like to get to know you better sometime.
And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that?
Nope. Life's
Please
short.
do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
Tales of Kuttenberg. You helped Rosa finish her book. I mean... Can I just sleep in her bed? What can I learn from you? Hope to see you again soon, my love.
Bloody mines. They had to collect
Alrighty.
from the walls.
Crap, I'm always going through the wrong doors.
But what good are fortifications? You can't defend.
Alright, now that we've done this, we're supposed to go and meet Mr. Vavak again. I'm gonna change into my other set of clothes, though I don't feel comfortable around that scoundrel in my fancy yet unprotecting clothes.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
I'm so sorry, Andy. I was looking at this arc and I was like, this is awfully close. I bet I better walk the rest. He's not saying anything. Hey, yo.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace.
Ish.
Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Yes.
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
That's the one. Sigismund is not my king. I'd like to see the king.
Sigismund's just a usurper. Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might have known. Speak then. What do you want? And tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund wants from the council. I want to represent myself to high society. None of your business.
That's none of your concern.
Oh, really? Then about face and go back where you came from.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
Deal? That's not for you to decide. How about a few groschen? I don't know. He says this will be the end of our business together, meaning this is the last time you blackmail me, and if I agree to this, then I won't be able to squeeze him again. But maybe I need that in the future. I would like to say this, but it's hard, and I don't know if 21 points is enough. That's not for you to decide, bitch.
I must have misheard you. Our business will be over when I say it is, not before. So pull your head out your ass and see to getting me into that assembly.
All right. Jesus. No need to lose your temper. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
What's his name?
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
His name is Cooldown? What do I need for the job?
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Yes.
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual
Servant's
waiter had a
outfit.
brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find this boy?
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
I love how tailor and Schneider is basically the same word. We say Schneider to someone who is a tailor, and his name is basically Taylor. Taylor Schneider. How do I get him to cooperate?
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
I'm not so concerned about your, life. I couldn't care less. What the fluff is that? Oh wait, are these pickles? Oh no, it's oh god, how's it called in English? Are they making beer here? Hopfen. It looks like Hopfen. I don't know the English word. Hops? Really? You really say hops? That's cute. Hops. I would like to praise you, but the game won't let me.
boy.
There you go.
Good boy.
Bestest boy. Alright, so we have to pick up the livery from Taylor Schneider.
I'm thinking of buying a rowboat. Or maybe a punt.
What do you want a boat for?
You're not Schneider. You're just a trader.
Straight, we were up to our knees in a river of shit.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll buy one too.
I mean, is there another? Obtain the King's Waiter certificate. Let's try that first. Oh, behind the tent? God damn it. Sorry. Coming through. Meow. Ha!
Greetings. I'd like to...
Surely you can wait a while.
No.
I have a customer here.
No.
Here you are. The finest fabric. Intricate work. You won't find the likes anywhere else in this town.
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost. Thanks. I'll gladly recommend you if anyone asks. And you impatient fella, what was it you wanted?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am.
Cool
And
down.
who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
I'll do the job. I can do a better job. I'll do the job.
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I have important news for the king. I want to see the king with my own eyes. Don't worry about it. How much do you want? I have important news for the king.
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against him.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could be that someone from the council is mixed up in it, so I have to be incognito. See?
I see. All right then. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
No.
Well, to tell the truth, I'm not exactly an expert.
You're off to a great start, but whatever. If you make a mess of it and the king has you whipped, you've no one to blame but yourself. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you, and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly, or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not.
Come and take your pick. Find where.
Well, that worked well. Convinced him super fast.
You'll think twice next time before you do something so foolish, eh?
Oh, man. What, do I have to go in here? Report for duty. Ooh! Should I put it on now? Okay, hang on. Royal waiter's head. Royal waiter's code. I mean, I'm looking fancy. But wasn't it 3 items? Boots are not needed, okay. But the ones that I have right now look kind of like they go well with what I'm wearing, so... Okay. Majordomo. Majordomo. I'm the new royal waiter.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He's sick, he's hurt, he's drunk, he's praying in the church, he's in the bath, he's sick.
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough.
Gee, Henry.
All right. At least you're here.
We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on.
So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
I'll be happy to learn.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way.
Got it?
In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Don't give anyone the wrong drink. Stay in the background.
To stay in the background and keep quiet until someone asks me something.
Correct. The councillors have a lot to discuss, and they certainly don't need any interruptions. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
I understand everything. What if I mess something up? What if I mess something up?
What if I make a mess of something, though?
Then I'll see to it that you won't get a job even mopping the floor in the hole in the wall.
But I'm sure that's not going to happen. So, are you prepared?
Yeah, I know what I need. Wait for the city council to convene. I still need a moment. Tell me again what I'm supposed to do. I know what I need, I think. The good thing is I'm currently watching Downton Abbey, and it's basically half the show is watching waiters and servants doing their thing. So I'm just gonna pretend I'm a footman,
I know everything I need to.
I think.
I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Kuttenberg City Council, morning. God. Tin pitcher. Shit, where's the... Here.
It's a joke. And on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any räuber in the domain?
What
Boy,
are you getting
I'd like some white.
Eldris?
I'm saying that
Who wanted white?
where did they get them?
Boy, are you deaf
You're
or
the
something?
one who should know
Why?
where they got them.
White.
Which one is it? This guy?
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott.
How do I pour?
When outlaws have better weapons than
How do I
the city
pour?
garrison.
Are you deaf or something?
And her
No,
colonel
I can't pour.
surely knows this too.
What is it?
Here you go, sir. Ah, with dialogue. Oops.
What I smell is that you're stopping
Thank
men do not realize what Schwierigkeit is. The dry devils running free. They're out
sorry.
everywhere in the region.
I wasn't
we
paying
have
attention.
The army
Get out of my
bearing
way.
down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The
Waiter,
merciful
get
King
me white.
Sigismund is providing us...
Wait, who is it?
Will not be here forever.
Adam?
Shut up! The king can
I'm
arrive at any
forbidden.
moment.
I'd like to oblige.
What if he
but
heard you?
I'm not allowed.
What?
This is
We're
unbelievable.
sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed
I'm not allowed to give him
defend it
wine.
with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies.
Tokai,
Nicht
and a
wahr?
full cup.
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it
apologize,
as
sir.
well. Maybe
Which wine?
if he
Are you
waived some of the
colorblind?
taxes...
White.
The king
White.
he'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc
sir.
all around?
Well,
With his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current... I'm sorry. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or
I'd like some monastery wine. Refill my cup, boy.
Isn't it the same thing?
I'd like to oblige, but I'm not
So,
allowed.
the
This is
cleanliness of the city
unbelievable.
is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But a woman named Betty has showed up on Hopbrink and wants to repair the baths that used to be there.
More wine,
She's a
Master Bailiff.
protege of
I
Mara.
have enough wine.
Her
Come
efforts are
closer.
commendable, but I don't succeed. It takes a firm hand, a soft, feminine.
I'm here.
Moment.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
Where can I find the goblet?
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back with it, understood?
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the...
Really?
Going on here, keeping the
Stone cup.
Nice. Whose silver might this be?
There's always
I want to get in trouble.
a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you find...
So, did you find it?
I did hear this.
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
Yes, sir.
What nonsense! Next, you want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too?
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin
Waiter,
absolutely
pour me
hates
red wine.
him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does not.
Red wine, okay.
Ulrich, what have you got to say about it? Me?
Well, I'm not sure.
I'm speaking about the Rutard
Monastery
incident.
wine.
You
Here.
were there, weren't you?
Just a small misunderstanding.
Sir?
We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears
Well,
must be
thank
deceiving
the
me.
Lord.
Are you defending Rutard?
Cool.
Besides, if his men attacked
Servant simulator
I've
here.
heard,
Cup of
What
monastery
happened
wine.
there? Leave nothing out.
Who? Shit.
Sir?
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard
Thank you.
Thank you.
You. That's
It's kind of
grossly
hard to hear
exaggerated.
because of the directional
I
audio
don't
bug
think
thing.
Rutard will cause any trouble.
When I turn my back to them, I can't hear them
To
anymore.
himself while the king is here.
That's true.
Hey, waiter.
Because if we don't do
pour me some
something about
cacao.
him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts
What did
an
he say?
end
What do you
to
want?
us
Oh god, I hate this. Like talking over each other. I think white, huh?
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it.
Boy,
Sir?
are you deaf or something? Wine. White. Well,
Gosh, are they friendly here?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom to us. That German, Menhard, is just
Waiter,
hanging
get
around the
me
market
white.
looking for trouble.
don't be ridiculous, Forsooker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsmaster
Sir?
of a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives.
Don't hang around me.
So
Vanish,
you will...
you hear me?
I vanished. Poof, I'm gone, see?
By the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal
Come
with.
here for a moment.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison.
I'm sorry.
The guards are apparently settling accounts their own way.
Is everything
We'll
right?
Everything in
soon
order?
be the laughing
quite.
stock of the whole
But
town.
I think you might be able to help me. Come
Rest
here.
assured the whole town is already laughing at her.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
I'll go get them.
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But... why?
Because I'm bored. And because I told you. Get on with it.
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? I don't know, man.
Heavens. The chapel is right outside the... So, let's see what you've got for me.
Here are the gloves.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
They're 16, they're 24, 16.
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters and animals?
Oh, I thought you meant only the angels.
Go back to serving wine, blockhead.
Just the eternal...
I'm sorry.
Dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city.
I'll have a cup of
Why can't we
white.
build faster?
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to the city under siege?
Sir?
You! You look
Oh, you
familiar
do?
to me.
Do you?
Have we
And
met?
what would that be?
Like, for instance,
really couldn't
that
say,
you'd
sir.
like to have your own altar there?
I have a
So what
feeling
if I
I've
would?
spoken with
Hold
you
your
before,
horses,
too.
gentlemen.
No, no.
That
With
space
someone
in the
who
side
looks a
nave is
hell of a
mine.
lot like
When
you.
hell freezes over, mein Freund.
No, no. No, no, you must be mistaken, sir. Too much wine. Surely.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
There you have a very typical German accent, by the way. I love when people tell me that I have a German accent, and this is like peak German accent. Don't tell me I talk like this.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have,
Okay.
they would be defeated by
full
that
cup.
bunch of ne'er-do-wells.
Ne'er-do-wells.
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them.
Sir?
Good.
Ah, yes, I'd forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Oh, is it over? Bloody hell.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Juchek Össe, Alegiop Katonaikat, Ich Kelkinek Utra.
Is Markvad not gonna recognize me? Wine. Pour. Have at it! Henry, Jesus Christ, move your, move your bloody feet! No looky in eyes.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this band of fights!
Hey, Engi. At the time at Rabor's fortress. So many allies in one room. It's lovely to see. Wait, am I playing him now?
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject.
I wish they would increase the volume of Godwin's voice acting because it's so quiet compared to the others. Do you know any of the guests?
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some dream.
I was just about to say that.
Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try.
Who's that Frenchman?
Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malachov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere,
Brabant.
knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
What's it like to be free again?
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
Well, wine and song you get in churches as well. What are you going to do now?
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me.
Hans being Hans.
I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
I was actually hoping I would be drinking as Father Godwin now. Go and drink with Hans. How legendary would that be? Noble. Guard. Noble. Anna of Waldstein.
What are you trying to pull, you scoundrel? Why are you skulking here?
I'm admiring your face. I'm sorry. I will never do it again. Rabbi Yehuda. Hello.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet,
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all.
Amen.
Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here in business?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining a few groschen. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them.
It's very generous.
With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
You'd hit it off. To err is human. Hopefully you'll get to know each other better soon. Sometimes I think I have like a whole variety of questions to ask, and I'm starting from the top and want to work my way down, but then I had to make a decision there and pick one, and I just wanted to make conversation with that rabbi there. Kind of fucked it up. Oops.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
I'm not really related to him, but he feels like kind of like a brother, right? In a way. He has a different mother, and my stepfather was his real father, but it feels like they're like brothers in a way, like half brothers. Although they are not blood related then, but still kind of feels like brother. Step bro, yeah. Good health. I'd better not drink. Hallelujah, good health.
Good health.
L'chaim.
Skull. I love how they always pull out some drink out of their pockets. Activated perk enhanced mixture. Hans. 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 Damn, are you that bored?
Hey, where's that beer? Finally accepted my invitation. I almost.
Okay, who am I supposed to talk to then? Margrave Jobst of Luxembourg. Oh, I'm supposed to talk to the Frenchman, okay. Introduce yourself.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin. A friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet
no.
a new friend.
I'm not looking for friends. Pleasure is all mine.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off.
How did you end up in Malishov? You said you were a poet. Where have you been? How come we haven't heard of you? Leave.
How did you end up imprisoned in Malishov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I
Complicated story.
heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
Here's the thing. I have.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé. This Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even women fighting. But the clergy? Sainte Mère, do tell me about it. No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
I fought on the field of Kosovo. I fought in Ibakov. I fought both.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle. Many great men fell there.
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing for me. So I settled down in the presbytery in Ujits.
Then, what are you doing here, at a meeting of opponents of the crown?
Ah, the Lord moves in mysterious ways.
You said you were a poet.
You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Because French? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, sir. So, where have you been?
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea.
So was
If
I.
you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come we haven't heard of you then?
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
It would be funny if he would be the equivalent of the Irish guy in Braveheart. You think he's a madman, but in the end, he actually brings hundreds of people into battle. How cool would that be? It's my island. Exactly.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Ay, ay, ay.
Just go and sit down.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
How so?
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
I don't have anything better to do anyway. What is this about? I'm busy right now. What is this about?
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings.
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
Sigismund will be scared. What if we provoke Sigismund?
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Oh boy.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
Why are you doing all this? You have an interesting way of thinking.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
What if it doesn't work?
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome, because it would mean slow but certain defeat for all of us.
Why me? Tell me more about these lords. Why me?
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me more about these lords.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a...
A male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
Oh, okay.
Bocek of Kunststadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Okay. Haman Alder.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Okay.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Nah.
Success to our plans.
The way they always pull some goblet out of their arses to drink. Amazing. Alright, let's start with a lady who used to sit here, but now Hans turned into that lady. There she is. Hi, Anna of Waldstein.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
I feel like in the second game, the main quest mostly focuses on talking and like scheming and thieving and stuff. In the first game, there was lots of like battles where you went to in the main story, and I'm kind of missing this a little bit, I have to say. I hope that the more that I advance, there's actually going to be more fighting. How do you know about Liechtenstein?
How do you know Liechtenstein is behind it?
I know most of the people here very well. Many of them certainly have doubts about the Margrave's plans. But they wouldn't dream of stating them aloud. While it seems that Lord Liechtenstein, on the contrary, sees his opportunity.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you've come to the right place. Who taught you that?
Who did you learn from? In my experience, women usually learn other skills.
I acquired the basics from my husband. God rest his soul. And the rest I learnt quickly, as soon as others started sniffing around his estate. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
Your wealth needs protection. Sigismund will not take revenge on a woman. You've got money, but you're wise as well.
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on 2 fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Oh boy.
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
You have powerful enemies. What do the documents say? You want me to rob an ally? What about the fake papers?
I'm supposed to rob an ally.
Harmon Alder was given the documents to deliver to the council. He hasn't yet had a chance to look at them, so he won't even notice the difference.
What do the documents say?
And these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest easier when those papers are in my hands.
What about the fake papers?
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on Alder?
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappeared without a trace, it would arouse suspicion.
Have you fallen out with the town councillor?
No. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives from the House of Bartosz are behind it all. They're disappointed that I dared outlive my husband, and the fact that I'm handling his estates makes their hair stand on end.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorin's groom has eyes everywhere.
Oi, ma'am. Oi, with the poodles already. The outer courtyard. Am I really going to the right location right now? Why is this like angry face there? What's that supposed to mean? Okay. Done it. That was way easier than I thought. I thought I will have to sneak up on him and do the pickpocketing and stuff while everybody's watching, and I was already terrified of that. Further up. Okay, the deed is done, woman. Where are you? Here you are.
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Jesus, Godwin.
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you,
nice.
Noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
Your health? Sorry, I've already had too much to drink. I don't want to offend her, but I also don't want to screw things up because he likes to drink a lot and things get out of hand when he does. Can't refuse a drink. Okay. Your health.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
So far, he's still blinking with both eyes simultaneously. When he starts to do this thing, then he had too much. Okay, next.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Haman Alder.
Not even. I'd like to check your horses out.
and see if they're as good as you say.
Pah, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation?
Father?
Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
Oh boy. I come as an envoy. Let's save the argument for later. It's none of your business. Come as an envoy.
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze.
Not a lot has changed. But also God.
I got him a place at the Archbishopry to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
I'm sorry, Papa. You're exaggerating, as always. I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice.
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater than have a father like you.
How dare you?
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to Older.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
Baby brother?
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
Oi. Oi, oi, oi. I accept. Let's settle this peacefully. I refuse to fight. Peacefully, please.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies.
Huh? Did you know his name?
Take back your challenge, and we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option. You insulted Father's honor.
Gentlemen.
Huh?
Surely there's no need for violence. I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second, as he desires, and then...
Out of the question. This uncouth lout needs a lesson, and he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God's grace, I have at least one son I can be proud of.
You want satisfaction? You'll get nothing but shame. As always. Suit yourself, then. We'll fight. Come to the outer courtyard, but quietly. We don't have to put on a show for the crowd.
After you.
Well, that's that. Now, where were we?
Shouldn't we rather...
No. Christopher will sort it out, you'll see.
Settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back. Ah! Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Yeah. You're fast.
Cover your right side.
Who
You've got
taught
a
you
gap
that?
there I could drive a cart through.
You want to try me? That was sneaky. Did they teach you that in the seminary?
You don't know which end of that thing is up.
No chance.
Left arm lower.
Who taught you that?
Stand firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put
I'll
you
sort
on
you
your
out nicely.
arse.
That was sneaky.
What's wrong with your legs? Look in my eyes, not at my sword.
That will do. My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I don't talk to you. I was in a war. The countryside is tough. I was in a war.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
At least his second would become... And still no luck. He's always been like that.
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Aww.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
I need to get him on our side. The outcome of the war depends on it. I can't talk about it.
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what it's all about.
Alright, I'll tell you.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
A very little baby brother. Alright. I wonder what would have happened if I would have lost that fight. Okay, apparently I'm clean. I thought maybe I have some blood on my face that I should wipe off. Alright, that leaves us with one person left, right? Oh wait, actually that one is one floor lower or two? I think in here.
And that's exactly why
Or not? I'm confused.
Burgers, patricians, and you.
No, Bocek of Kunstadt. That's the one. Oh no, will I have to play dice against him? Fuck my life.
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
Okay, other people will provide money too. How can I convince you? Aren't we on the same side? Other people will provide money too, so that is less of a risk for him then.
Don't worry, it's not just your money I want to draw on. Believe it or not, we've gained other patrons for our cause too.
Really? Name at least one of those lunatics then.
Anna of Volstein, for instance.
Truly? Well, let's see about it then.
I wouldn't mention the word lunatic.
All right, let's discuss it, candidly.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
How about my... What about me? How about my little brother? He's sweet. Liechtenstein is unmarried. How about young Lord Capon?
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
How old is your niece then? He's young, but not inexperienced. At least not when it comes to women. I can guarantee you that. Yitka wouldn't want to marry an old man.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him. Yitka will like him, and he'll give her a whole bunch of children.
And to half the wenches in his domain too, eh? On the other hand, the lords of Leipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
Now, does that mean I have to convince him? I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our alliance.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
If I do this, Hans is gonna yank my pistol so hard it's gonna fall off. Wait, where is Hanush? Is he up here? No, he's down there, right? He was also there? Oof.
Am I
Huh?
supposed to open my mouth and wait for it?
Bloody hell, where is he? Down here? I'm so confused. When I... Oh, these thousands of markers, man, I tell you, they're confusing as fuck.
He gave me some ointment and a tincture.
So what, is he further up? No, he's definitely down.
Take a look at
Oh, there
that.
he is.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
Lord Capon is going to get married. I've gained as an ally.
I've gained us a powerful ally.
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts.
On the contrary, it's Bocek, the elder of Kunstadt and Podjebrad.
Kunstadt? My Christ, he's the last one I'd have expected to step up. How the hell did you do it?
I didn't recognize him at first because I think, if I remember correctly, Lord Hanush lost a bit of weight around the midst, didn't he? Like, wasn't he a bit more chonky chonk in the first game, and now he slimmed down a lot? Or am I imagining things? It's a win-win situation. There was a catch.
Well, there's one little catch. I had to promise him... I don't even know how to begin.
Out with it.
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so... I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing if you agree.
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstadt. Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
What have I done? Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers to you, and to your parlaying skills.
The serious face when drinking. Drinking is a serious matter. Okay, I did it. I did it. Oh boy. Oh boy, poor Hans. Imagine she's one really ugly girl now. Wait, get the support of... Oh wait, yeah, I have to tell him now the good news. And then I have to go back up, probably.
Exactly why we mustn't push too...
Sir Bocek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Cheers to the betrothed. Thank you, I won't drink. Oh man, I think I was very close to being very, 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 very drunk. I think I'm gonna stop it here.
Thank you, but I'd rather not drink. The evening has just begun.
No. He drinks anyway, okay. I hope Yitka doesn't look like him. No offense, but... Oh, I lost reputation. I can't drink with everybody, okay? I'm very popular. I don't want to rock like him, Konrad of Wächter. Move it. Did you talk to Radzig about Sir Divish? I'm thinking, I don't know if it's true, but I can imagine that Divish is busy rebuilding Talmbach.
Godwin, you wouldn't be avoiding me. We didn't have much time for conversation on the way here. Let's rectify that.
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's something I'd like to ask you.
What are your hopes for tonight's meeting?
What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations.
No.
But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
Your son got a talent for trouble, doesn't he?
I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest.
It's funny that Henry's father was called Martin and his father is called Martin. Martin is a dad's name, apparently. Why didn't Divish of Talmbach come?
Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, doesn't matter who kneaded the dough, as long as there's a pie in the oven.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord.
It was just a shirt. It was just a shirt. Oh no, I coveted my neighbor's wife. And I got her with child. Fuck my life. There's gonna be a little Henry bastard running around soon. Oh boy, oh boy.
Here with a clear plan. But
alright.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstad will support our cause.
Both of them? Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed.
Uh-oh, Hans.
And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes. And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
Yes! The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Sorry, mate. Well, the Horin and
Lords
Busen had to
Kunstadt,
stop eventually, right?
Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
Sorry, Hans, but come on. Meanwhile, at Kuttenberg City Hall. I mean, Hans must have known what's gonna happen. He's a noble. And nobles marry among nobles, right? So, and how long was he expecting this whoring and boozing and like party life to last? I mean, and this is for great cause. And the Kuttenberg, the Kunstadt guy, he already said that he's probably gonna get all the other wenches in the realm pregnant as well. So he knows what's coming. So he just has to make an heir, and then he can go back to whoring and boozing. Oh boy. But I mean, what were the alternatives? Liechtenstein? I don't know if he would have gone for that. Kunstadt, that is. Maybe he would have. And myself? I don't know. Am I still giving out wine?
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wencesla's side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire,
Oh, shit.
that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them.
Oh boy.
During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry.
From all the shouting.
And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
You were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine.
Yes, sire.
The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of... We are no closer closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
Godwin's father?
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace, at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that drink.
You didn't even drink.
Waiting for the right moment.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
More wine, sir?
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Can I bow? Why can I not bow? Because I'm carrying a pitcher? Oh, I couldn't do anything. Oh shit. Am I gonna get hanged now because I didn't bow? Oh shit.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Raposh. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
No.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily.
No.
Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence,
No.
sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
Shit. Everybody's there. Hans. Hanush. Servatzik. Godwin. Everybody.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
Need be. We could use it to raise this. I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
Guards, throw him out. Send someone who can pour wine.
What kind of donkey have they sent me?
What have I
Are you
done?
only deaf or completely stupid as well? I've never been so ashamed in my life. And in front of
What have I
the
done?
king himself. Be glad I'm not having you whipped like an unruly brat.
Huh?
Get out.
Huh? I've done it though. The king wanted white? Did he say white all of a sudden?
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of red.
That was the problem. I heard, pour the king more red wine. I turned around and I didn't hear him say white. I didn't hear it because I turned around. I wanted to be quick about it.
I think von Bergov's
Stupid
little
audio bug.
contraption will find its use again.
See, I can't hear Marquardt now.
And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend.
To bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Later that evening at Rabor's fortress. How long is this going? Oh god, Hans. Poor Hans. Oh. So dumb that I... Oh, the feast. Oh, I'm wasted. Preach.
How'd you like our wine, Chevalier?
The art of winemaking has a long tradition in La Belle France.
I bet.
Recipes are passed on from father to son, and each generation brings them to perfection. I myself was practically raised on wine. How many I have tasted. Even the French royal court took note of my refined taste. The king himself had wine delivered for his table according to my advice.
He really is a blabbermouth. A connoisseur like you knows what's good, so you don't like our wines?
So you're not too keen on our stuff?
Comment dire? Let us say you still have much work ahead. If you try hard, you may have some decent wine to celebrate the second coming of Christ.
I'm a bit scared now because they said that Van Bergov is on the way to Rabosch, and we're here, everybody is shit-faced, and we'll have to fight. So I'll take it that this section will take quite a bit longer. It's a great time to attack from their perspective. From my perspective, it sucks big time. So I think, guys, as much as I hate interrupting a quest like in the middle of everything going on, but I think I'm gonna stop it here. I like to end like a quest, so it's like literally done with that quest, but I think this will take some time, and I don't know if I want to go for that long today. I'm already streaming an hour longer than I usually do, which happens a lot these days with this game. I'm always doing longer than I usually do, but it's just so good, so what can I do? We will continue with this quest right here with Drunken Godwin in Rabosch on Wednesday. I'm very much looking forward to see what happens next, guys. I feel like we're getting closer and closer and closer to the finish line, which doesn't make me too happy. I really enjoy this game a lot. But yeah, we'll have to wait until Wednesday, guys. Thank you so much for watching.